Hello, at this new video we are going to see how to work between gvSIG desktop and gvSIG mobile. In gvSIG mobile you can download from the Play Store for your smartphone, for Android. You can create new layers and you can digitalize, you can create new points, lines, etc. And we can manage this data from gvSIG desktop to gvSIG mobile. We are going to see how to do it. The format that is supported by gvSIG mobile is the Specialized database, and we are going to create this layer first of all in gvSIG desktop. We are going to create a new view and we are going to change the reference system 4326 in my case, and here we have the new view in 4326, the EPSG. I'm going to create a new layer from view, new layer menu. We are going to create a shapefile. The name of the shapefile will be Sydney points of interest. We are going to digitalize different points of interest of Sydney. We press open. This is a shapefile. The geometry type will be point. It will be a point shapefile, and we are going to add a new field that will be, double click, the name. It will be string type, 20 for the length, and we are going to press next, and we are going to add layer to the view. Finish. So we have an empty layer with a field called name, and now we have to export this layer to a format supported by gvSIG mobile. So this format is a specialized database. So we are going to press secondary button and export to, or layer and export to. We have to select database format. We press next, and the driver is specialized. We have to select the name of the file of the specialized database. So in my computer, for example, Sydney points of interest. We press open. Now we are going to press next, and the new table will be the same one, Sydney points of interest. It's for to fix the errors, the possible errors. We press next, 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 next. The reference system the same than the view, all the records, and we export. And we are going to add the layer to the view. We have a specialized database in our computer that is it's at this folder. So this is the format that is supported by gvSIG mobile. I'm going to copy this file to my gvSIG mobile, in my case to an emulator of Android that I'm using to show you gvSIG mobile. You would copy this file to your mobile phone, to your Android. You would copy this file to your smartphone. So I'm going to copy this file to my Android gvSIG mobile at the download folder. I have this file here. Well, this is my gvSIG mobile that I'm going to open again. When you open gvSIG mobile, you can see the main menu with these options. The first option, this one for example, is the base layer. We can load the OpenStreetMap, or you can create your own tiles from gvSIG desktop. I have to tell you that a gvSIG desktop, from the option to export to Spatialite that we have done, it's only available from gvSIG 2.4, the final version. From gvSIG 2.4 you can do it. And there at gvSIG 2.4 there's also a plugin available to manage the tiles from gvSIG Mobile to gvSIG Desktop and to load gvSIG Mobile projects, but we won't see it at this video. So from gvSIG Mobile we can manage the base layers, and we are going to select OpenStreetMap. We also can change the we can create a new project, we can manage connect or not connect the GPS, and we can manage the settings. We can create nodes for the map center or for the GPS position. In my case, I can't use the GPS position because I'm using an emulator in a computer, so I don't have GPS. You can create images, you can create your own forms, etc. And you can manage the GPS and import and export the data. And you have the viewer here. We are going to access to Sydney. I'm managing the zooms manually, but you can use the GPS position and you can use this button to access to your city, to your location. I'm going to access to Sydney because we are going to create points of interest of the Sydney city. Using this option, you can manage, you can measure the distance between different points. For example, you can see here, and you have the distance. You also can manage the bookmarks, and you also can manage the notes. And we are going to add the layer for the Sydney points of interest. From here, Spatialite data list, and here we have the Sydney points of interest. I'm going to change I'm going to add the labels. For example, the name of the field will be the label will be the name, and we also are going to change the properties. For example, instead of a square, we are going to select a star. The color, for example, and the transparency. Well, we have the Sydney points of interest layer, and now if we keep this button pressed, we can open this menu where we can select the layer to edit. So we press here, and now we can edit the Sydney points of interest layer. We are going to the bridge, for example, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and if I click only one click on this button, we can start editing this layer. We have to press this button to create new points, and we have three options. With this button, we have to click on a point where we want. With this button is on the center of the screen, and with this button is for the GPS position. I can use this option because I don't have GPS, but I can use this button. So the center of the screen I have a new point. I'm going to save this point. I go back and I'm going to edit the alphanumerical information of this point. With this button, I can select the point and I can remove this point, I can copy this point, or I can see the alphanumerical information that I can edit. For example, the Sydney Bridge. I can save the information and I have this new point. So you can see the star because I changed the symbology, and now I'm going to add a new point. So I have to start editing to create a new point here. I'm going to save, going back and editing, and I'm going to open the attribute table. So this is the Sydney Opera, and I'm going to save. You can take a picture, and I'm going to save this point. So I have 2 points here and here that you can see here, and you can get the alphanumerical information, the Sydney Bridge and the Sydney Opera. Well, I finished editing here, so I have my new layer with 2 points. If I go to my smartphone, in my case it's an emulator, so I have this folder. If I copy this file to the results, no, to the one course, I have this new file. I'm going to gvSIG desktop. I'm going to remove this layer, and I'm going to load to add a new layer. In this case, we are going to select geodatabase. You are going to access to the driver Spatialite. The file is here, the new file, one course, and I have Sydney points of interest. I'm going to press OK. Sorry, the name of the connection will be one Spatialite, and press OK, and here we have the information. This is my database connection, and I'm going to load the Sydney points of interest. I press accept, and I'm going to zoom to layer, and I have both points. You can see the coordinates, the geographic coordinates, and this is the bridge, and this is the opera. So if I apply the symbology or the labeling by name, you can see the opera, for example 30 or 20. You can see the bridge and you can see the opera. And this is a Spatialite database, but you can export to shapefile. You can select the name of the shapefile, Sydney points of interest, final, open, then coding, all the records. We are going to add the layer to the view, and now we have a shapefile with the points of interest of Sydney. So we can manage the information from gvSIG mobile and gvSIG desktop. And with these tools, we are going to finish this video. See you at the next one. See you.